Ryan Garcia moving on from Joe Goosen, and I saw someone commented, one of the boxing Twitter guys posted, yeah, okay, Ryan Garcia, if he showed up to train with my gym, I'd tell him, like, you can come in, your dad can't be involved. This is just a trainer-fighter relationship. There's no parents involved at this stage. And I don't think that Ryan's dad has been involved in the boxing as much as Teofimo, at least not as vocal.
No, not nearly as much. No.
But as vocal. But that was just an interesting turn of events, and I saw a comment.
But I agree with that.
I knew you would, but let me just say one other thing.
No, I'm just saying, Ken, I agree, because let the pros do their job. Like, in other words, like if you go and hire somebody, let them do the job. If you hire, if you hire a lawyer to defend you in a case, you're not, you can't go into that. You can't bring your father into the lawyer's office as he's preparing your case.
You can. He'll just throw you out.
And be looking over his shoulder to see how you're preparing it, because it's not, it's not permissible. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the other thing that I wanted to tell you is...
But in boxing, they get away with it, though.
The other thing I wanted to tell you as part of that is that after the fight, Goosen said in an interview, no one really trains Ryan Garcia. It's a collaboration. He knows so much about the sport that you're just essentially collaborating with the fighter. So, I mean, I guess in essence, you could make that argument for
then
any
you're not a
fighter
trainer, whatever. Then you're not a trainer.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're a collaborator. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I train a fighter, and it's my responsibility, good or bad. It's if I'm not in charge of training them, then I'm not training them, because I have a responsibility to get them better, to improve them, whatever it is, to get them ready, of course, for a specific fight, but mostly to improve them and make sure that I understand all the areas that he needs to improve in and that he can get better in. And that's your responsibility. At the end of the day, if somebody says, well, and people have called me a dictator. Well, Teddy, you're a dictator. He's a dictator. He wants to be in charge. I don't deny it. I mean, it's like they're saying something that I'm going to go nuts and say, oh, my God, you call me a dictator. I'm going to say, yeah. If that's how you want to address it, if that's how you want to phrase it, if that means being in charge, being a trainer, being responsible, being culpable, taking the responsibility, win or lose, that the preparation of this fight falls on your shoulders, and that means that you're doing it your way, then I'm a dictator. They come to you for a reason. They don't come to you, in my world, to collaborate. They come to you to take charge.
That's right.
And otherwise, go somewhere else, no problem. But, I mean, that's the whole idea, and really, it's just the responsibility of what goes in to being a trainer, that you are in charge.
Same thing with a football team. No one's going to tell Belichick what he can and can't do.
What are you going to collaborate with Bill Belichick? I mean, Bill Belichick's going to say, I just show up and Tom Brady runs the show and I'm just a collab. No, Tom Brady does his job, and you as the head coach make sure that he's doing his job. And Tom Brady is great. But you're still the head coach. You make sure he's doing his job. And if he's not, you steer him in the right direction. But and you you point out the adjustments that have to be pointed out, or whatever they are, the changes that have to be pointed out. I never understood that, I never understood that. Or when either you're in charge or go get a ticket and be a fan. But if you're the trainer, if you're and I agree, you can't have a father, looking over your shoulder, and I go back to the analogy of the lawyer. You hire a lawyer, your life's on the line. Guess what? In boxing, your life's on the line in even more serious ways. But your life might be on the line with a lawyer, and you hire that lawyer. You're going to have your father or whoever in his law office looking over his shoulder. I'll tell you one thing, if the lawyer permits that, I'm firing him the next day.
Exactly. Well,
He
listen,
ain't my lawyer. I don't want him as my lawyer. If he's gonna, because he's compromising himself.